What's up, guys? Mark back here with my final video, at least on this particular topic. So every single time I do one of these tests, someone has some smart-ass comment or whatever. Oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. First of all, you all assumed that I left the optical steady shot turned on when I did my last test. For those of you that haven't watched that one, y'all can go back and check that one out. But I didn't. I learned that all the way back from my Nikon days. You turn your VR off when you put it on a tripod. So I was just simply illustrating the fact that I had an optically stabilized lens on the camera that time, which was the 50mm f1.8, and I compared the two. There was no trickery. I was not trying to get over on anyone. But this time I turned OSS on and did both of these handheld. So this is the Panasonic G85 with its 12-60 kit lens, and the Sony A6300 with the 50mm f1.8 with OSS turned on. Both of these are handheld, and both of these are at 1/5 of a second at 4.5 f4.5, and then I just let the ISO do auto ISO. And if I do remember correctly, and I do believe that this is the case, someone had told me how to turn down noise reduction on the profile. So on the G85, I just used the standard profile, turn the noise reduction all the way down. So final test here, and I'm just going to let you guys kind of draw your own conclusions. If you love it, great. If not, you don't have to buy it. I'm just kind of throwing this information out there in case anyone was wondering. But every time you all try and break my balls, I always feel like I've got to make yet another video to take it just a little bit further. Y'all are bad for me. I've done way too many videos on this, and I probably shouldn't have. Okay, so anyway, this is the Panasonic G85. I took 3 shots each with each camera, just so that there was some margin of error, and that you could also get a general idea of what these cameras are going to produce based on a 3-shot average. So you can, again, take it for what it's worth, but these are the shots. So this is the first shot. Again, the Panasonic is performing relatively well. I really like the fact that I can go that low and get this level of detail. The grill here in the middle, you know, we've got definition there. It is a bit grainy because this is an extremely dark room. So for those of you that haven't seen the other videos, this room basically has one light on, shooting straight up to the ceiling. It's a color temperature probably 2800 in that range. It's a soft warm white bulb. This is the second shot. This one actually came out a bit sharper than I was expecting it to. So I must have held steady just a little bit better on this one. But if you compare that one with this one, you can really tell the difference. So there's the grill, and also there's the Netgear, the Comcast, the Aris, and the LG up at the top. But if we go to the next one, so much cleaner. I mean, that grill is really well defined. The Netgear is damn near perfect. The Comcast is almost perfect. The Aris is perfect, and that's underneath the hood there, you know, underneath the shelf. So it's really dark in that area. And then, of course, the LG up here on the TV. Okay, and here's my third shot. I don't know why I keep double-clicking that. So anyway, this is at 400%. Pretty good lines, in my opinion, at 400%. Netgear, perfectly readable. The lines are even well-defined. The Comcast, very easily readable. Aris, perfect. I can read that as if it was, you know, actually better than in my own living room. And then the LG, perfect. Even this black-on-black insignia logo that's underneath the TV, you can read it. And that's at, I'll even do it. Here's at 100%. Even at 100%, I can easily read what that says. I can easily read the Aris over here. So again, this is handheld on the Panasonic G85 with a kit lens. Take that for what it's worth. It's a kit lens. but we've got both in-body image stabilization and the lens stabilization both enabled on the camera. Okay, so now we've seen those. Let's move over here to the Sony. So here's my first shot with the Sony. And we're at 229%. A little bit soft. Not horrible. I would actually be perfectly fine with this in most cases. The Eris is a little bit wobbly. Again, this is only the first shot. Comcast is just a little bit out of focus, it feels like. So there might have been quite a bit of handshake, a little bit of handshake in these images. Insignia is a little bit less readable than the Panasonic G85, but still, I can still make it out even at 88%. This is about 75%. I can still read everything. So, the smaller you get, the more defined everything gets. So here's second shot, much cleaner. I think I held this one really, really well. Again, let's zoom in. Let's do 266%. Very nice lines. And so this is where I really want to say that I was really, really impressed with the Sony A6300 in the fact that even with just lens stabilization, I was still able to get an extremely clean shot. This just looks amazing to me. And this is at 1/5 of a second at f4.5. And let's go ahead and bring up and that was at ISO 3200. Netgear, perfectly readable. I will say that the Panasonic seems to add a little bit more contrast with this sort of silver on white logo on the Netgear router. Comcast, perfectly readable. The white on black works really well. The Eris is fine, and I can read, excuse me, I can actually read where it says surfboard, SB, I think it's 8121. And then up here, the LG, not as defined as I would like it to be. Of course, we're getting, pretty close to the edge of the frame. Insignia, I can still read really well. But when you zoom out to 100%, everything looks pretty damn good. Not bad at all. And to be perfectly honest with you, the noise, to me, is not that bad at all. So here's the last shot. And this is at 100%. Well, no, this is about 100%. And everything's really readable. Like, I can, even on the modem, power, remote, HQ, or HD, and data. RNG 110. I can even see that this says surfboard, SB 8121. Insignia seems a bit smudgier. The LG is okay. I can barely make out the label. But, I mean, these are just some of the comparisons with the fact that with a Panasonic camera, it's only $1,000. It's a micro 4/3, and I'm using a less than optimal kit lens. I mean, it is a 3.5 to 5.6, I do believe, and it's a zoom. So, it's not even like a really good lens, and it still is able to produce phenomenal images in comparison. So again, I just want to throw this information out there. You guys do with it whatever the hell you want to. I will be uploading these images to yet another Google Gallery, and I will have the link to that down in the description below. So if you appreciated all these minute little tests or whatever, please give the video a thumbs up. At least give me an E for effort. How about that? So anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys hanging out through all of these tests. I am done with this one. No more. I'll be working on other stuff for the full review on the Panasonic G85. So if you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe so you will know when that one is released. And otherwise, thanks again for stopping by and hanging out with me. I'm your host, Mark Puckett, and I will see you guys again on the next one. Peace.